Under the sands of deserts, in the depths of caves, and under the ruins of ancient cities, archaeologists find things that should not exist. Some of them can rewrite the history of mankind. Others look so strange that they were not created by people of their time. In this video, you will see the most mysterious archaeological discoveries that still leave more questions than answers. Gold eye prosthesis. In the ancient city of Shari Sukta, also known as the Burnt City, archaeologists have made an amazing discovery, one of the oldest prosthetic eyes in the world. It was found in the grave of a woman who lived about 4,800 years ago. According to researchers, she was about 25 to 30 years old. The prosthesis had an unusual appearance. It was made of a light mixture of natural materials, and on top was covered with a thin layer of gold, which is why it is often called the golden eye. On the surface, the craftsmen drew thin lines that imitated the iris and even blood vessels. For its time, it was incredibly complex work. The most interesting thing is that the woman wore this prosthesis for a long time. Archaeologists noticed marks on the bones of the eye socket, which appear due to constant contact with the artificial eye. It is believed that the prosthesis was held in place with the help of thin threads that were fastened around the head. The city of Shari Sukta itself also hides many secrets. There, archaeologists found one of the oldest board games, the first signs of animation on a clay bowl, and sophisticated surgical instruments. This proves that people of that era were much more developed than many people imagine. Some researchers even suggest that the woman with the golden eye could have belonged to the upper class of society or been a priestess. As such, a prosthesis was extremely rare and expensive for its time. Antikythera mechanism. The Antikythera mechanism is one of the most mysterious finds of the ancient world. Ego was discovered in 1901 among the wreckage of a sunken Greek ship near the island of Antikythera. At first, scientists thought that it was just a piece of rusty metal, but later they found a complex system of bronze gears inside. The age of the mechanism is more than 2,000 years, and it is considered the first analog computer in the history of mankind. The device could calculate the movement of the sun, moon, and planets, predict eclipses, and even track the dates of the Olympic Games. For its time, this was an incredibly complex technology that humanity could repeat only after many centuries. The most surprising thing is the accuracy of the mechanism. Inside there were more than 30 gears working as a single mechanism. Some researchers believe that the knowledge of the creators of the Antikythera mechanism was much more advanced than previously thought. To this day, it remains a mystery who exactly created this device and why similar technologies disappeared for thousands of years. Many call the Antikythera mechanism computer that was ahead of its time. Baghdad Battery. The Baghdad Battery is one of the strangest archaeological finds in history. It was discovered in the 1930s near Baghdad on the territory of an ancient settlement about 2,000 years old. The find was a clay vessel with a copper cylinder and an iron rod inside. When scientists recreated the device and poured an acidic liquid like vinegar or grape juice inside, it began to generate electricity. The voltage was small, about 1 volt, but it turned out to be enough for the battery to really work. Because of this, many researchers have assumed that ancient people may have known about electricity long before modern discoveries. There is a version that such devices were used to apply a thin layer of gold to decorations by electroplating. Others believe that the battery could be used in religious rituals or medicine. However, there are still more riddles than answers. No one knows exactly what this device was used for and whether similar technologies existed in the ancient world on a large scale. Some scientists even doubt that it was a battery, considering it an ordinary vessel for storing scrolls. But even today, the Baghdad Battery remains one of the most mysterious finds, which makes us think, perhaps ancient civilizations knew much more than we used to think. Terracotta Army. In 1974, Chinese farmers accidentally made one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in history, a huge underground army of thousands of clay warriors. This find was called the Terracotta Army. It was created more than 2,200 years ago for the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang. It is striking that each warrior looks different faces, hairstyles, emotions, and even details of armor. Scientists believe that the masters specially made the soldiers unique, as if this were a real army. In total, more than 1,000 soldiers, Hundreds of horses and chariots were found. The most surprising thing is that many statues were originally brightly painted, but after contact with air, the paint quickly disappeared. Some of the swords of the warriors almost did not rust over thousands of years, which still surprises researchers. There is a legend that near the army, there is a huge tomb of the emperor himself, inside which there can be rivers of mercury and complex traps. The main tomb has not yet been fully opened, because modern technologies do not yet allow safe preservation of everything inside. The terracotta army is considered one of the most mysterious and impressive finds of the ancient world. Mayan crystal skulls. Crystal skulls are mysterious artifacts carved from solid rock crystal. The most famous of them is the skull of Mitchell Hedges, found in the 20th century in the ruins of an ancient Mayan city in Central America. According to legend, it was discovered by a girl named Anna Mitchell Hedges during an archaeological expedition. The skull looks incredibly realistic. The transparent quartz is perfectly polished, and the lower jaw is made separately and can move. Many people believe that ancient civilizations could not have created such precise work without modern tools. Many legends are associated with crystal skulls. Some claim that they have mystical power, can store the knowledge of ancient civilizations, or even emit strange energy. There were rumors that if you collect 13 such skulls together, mankind will learn the secrets of the past and the future. Scientists studied these artifacts for a long time. Modern analysis showed that many skulls were probably made in the 19th and 20th centuries using more modern tools. However, disputes over some copies are still ongoing. Interestingly, even despite the doubts of scientists, crystal skulls remain one of the most famous mystical artifacts in the world. They have inspired films, books, and many theories about ancient civilizations and the lost knowledge of mankind. Mechanism from Nebra. The mechanism from Nebra, better known as the Nebra disk, is one of the most mysterious archaeological finds in Europe. Ego was discovered in Germany near the city of Nebra in 1999. The artifact is a bronze disc with a diameter of about 30 centimeters with golden symbols of the sun, moon and stars. The age of the find is approximately 3,600 years, which makes it one of the oldest known images of space in the history of mankind. On the disc, you can see a golden circle, which is considered the sun or the full moon, a crescent moon and a group of 7 stars that resemble the Pleiades. The most surprising thing is that the disc was probably used as an astronomical instrument. Scientists believe that with its help, ancient people could determine the seasons, calculate agricultural cycles, and even orient themselves in the sky. Later, golden arcs were added to the disc around the edges. They show the angle between the points of sunrise and sunset on the days of the solstice. This suggests that the people of the Bronze Age had a much deeper knowledge of astronomy than previously. Thought.it is interesting that the artifact was found by illegal treasure hunters. With the help of a metal detector, after a series of secret sales, the German police conducted a special operation and returned the disc to the state. Today, the heavenly disc from Nebra is considered one of the most important archaeological finds of the 21st century. He shows that even thousands of years ago, people carefully studied space and tried to understand the structure of the world long before the appearance of modern telescopes. Roman dodecahedron. The Roman dodecahedron is one of the most mysterious artifacts found on the territory of the former Roman Empire. This is a small hollow object made of bronze or stone, with 12 faces, each of which has round holes of different sizes. There are small protruding balls in the corners. Such objects were found in France, Germany, England, and other parts of Europe. Most of them are about 1,700 to 2,000 years old. The strangest thing is that there is no description of what they were used for in any ancient Roman text. Scientists have put forward dozens of theories. Some believe that dodecahedrons were astronomical instruments for determining distances or positions of stars. Others suggest that they were used as candlesticks, toys, or even military rangefinders. There is also a more unusual version. Dodecahedrons could have a religious or mystical meaning. Some archaeologists believe that these objects were used in rituals associated with ancient cults. It is interesting that the sizes of the holes on each dodecahedron differ, and the artifacts themselves are made very precisely for their time. But despite modern technologies, the exact purpose of the Roman dodecahedron still remains unknown. That is why this find is called one of the most mysterious secrets of the Roman Empire. Pazyryk mummy. The Pazyryk mummy is one of the most mysterious archaeological finds discovered in the permafrost of Altai. It was found in the ancient mound of the Pazyryk culture, which is more than 2,500 years old. Thanks to the ice, the body was preserved almost perfectly. The mummy had skin, hair, and even complex tattoos with images of fantastic animals. The most famous is considered to be Princess Yukok, a woman found in 1993 on the Yukok Plateau. Scientists were amazed by the level of preservation. Clothes, ornaments, wooden objects, and even mummified horses were lying next to it. Her body was covered with ancient tattoos, which are considered to be among the oldest in the world. It is interesting that the Pazyryks used an unusual method of mummification. They removed internal organs and filled the body with special substances, and then buried people in deep mounds. The water inside froze and turned the burial into a natural freezer. Many researchers believe that such tattoos could indicate a person's status or have a mystical meaning. Some drawings are so detailed that modern tattoo artists are still inspired by them. Pazyryk mummies helped scientists better understand the life of the nomadic peoples of ancient Siberia, their art, beliefs, and even fashion of that time. Stone balls of Costa Rica. The stone balls of Costa Rica are one of the most mysterious archaeological finds in the world. These perfectly round stone spheres were discovered in the jungles of Costa Rica back in the 1930s, when workers were clearing the territory for banana plantations. Some balls reach more than 2 meters in diameter and weigh up to 15 tons. Scientists believe that they were created by the ancient Dicas civilization between 600 and 1500 AD. Solid granodiorite was used for production, and in order to give the layers an almost perfect shape, the ancient masters probably heated the stone with fire, and then sharply cooled it with water and polished the surface by hand. But the main mystery is why they were needed. Some researchers believe that the balls were used as symbols of power and wealth, others that they had an astronomical meaning and helped to navigate by the stars. There are also more mystical versions. Some people associate them with extinct civilizations or even extraterrestrial technologies. It is interesting that many balls were moved from their original places even before the beginning of serious research, so part of the information about their true purpose could be lost forever. Dead Sea Scrolls. The Dead Sea Scrolls are one of the most important archaeological finds of the 20th century. They were accidentally discovered in 1947 by Bedouin shepherds in caves near the Dead Sea, not far from the settlement of Qumran. Inside the clay vessels were ancient scrolls more than 2,000 years old. These manuscripts contain fragments of the Old Testament, religious texts, prayers, and rules of life of the ancient community. Some texts turned out to be older than all previously known copies of the Bible by almost 1,000 years, which became a real sensation for historians and scientists. The scrolls were written on parchment and papyrus in ancient Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek languages. Despite its great age, some of the texts have been preserved surprisingly well thanks to the dry climate of the desert, but there are still many mysteries surrounding the find. Scholars dispute who exactly created these manuscripts: the religious sect of the Essenes or different groups of ancient Jews. Some fragments are so damaged that they have to be deciphered with the help of artificial intelligence and infrared imaging. Today, the Dead Sea Scrolls are considered an invaluable source of information about ancient history, religion, and the origin of biblical texts. Thank you for watching the video to the end. If you are interested in the mysteries of the past, mysterious artifacts, and archaeological discoveries that scientists still cannot explain, be sure to support the video by liking and subscribing. And write in the comments, do you want a second part with even more strange and mysterious finds?